The area we're going to study is Asia and the Pacific. In this area it's supposed to be 24 countries, but we only choose 10. There are China, Mongolia, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Philippines, Korea and New Guinea. And from these 10 countries we're going to study 5 indicators that are gender, health, education, social development and urban development.
Education is the method humans use to learn new things, and every day you learn something new. It's the result of making an effort for learning something and will be reflected in your future. School enrollment primary is the amount of kids inscribed in primary school. In this chart, you can compare the different amount of children enrolled in primary school in each Asian city. Persistent to the last grade of primary, this chart reflects the number of males inscribed in primary school. In 2008, the city with the highest amount was Malaysia, followed by Philippines. Primary completion rate is the amount of people, no matter the age, that finish primary school. Indonesia has the largest number of people who finish primary school since 2008 until 2010. Literacy rate. This is used to determine the number of people that can read. In this graph, we are only considering adults. All the cities have performed a proportional behavior.
Social development. Life expectancy of birth male and life expectancy of birth female. It refers to the number of years a newborn infant will live according to some parents.
Has a life expectancy up to 64 years. Lower life expectancy that goes from 60 to 77 years.
Proportion of seats by held women in national parliaments. It refers to the percentage of parliamentary seats in a single or lower chamber held by women.
Countries increase the participation of women, like Mongolia, while Vietnam decreased.
Adolescent fertility rate. Adolescent fertility rate is the number of births per 1,000 women ages from 15 to 19.
Most countries have decreased their fertility rate.
The population growth is the rate of growth of a country's population in a year.
Most of the countries are slightly decreasing, but Mongolia has increased and Korea is not stable.
Life expectancy at birth represents the number of years that a human can live in a country.
The life expectancy at birth has increased in all the countries.
Prevalence of HIV indicates the number of people which are infected with HIV.
Countries like Vietnam and Indonesia have increased while in Cambodia has decreased.
Population indicator represents the total population that lives in a country in a specific year.
We can see that China's population is much greater than the others.
Urban development. Poverty headcount ratio and urban poverty line. This represents the percentage of people living below the poverty line in the country. You can see that not all the countries we're studying have this headcount. Only Indonesia, Malaysia, Mongolia, Thailand, Vietnam have it. Urban population growth. This represents how the population has increased or decreased in the last years. We can see how the population growth developed from 2010 to 2011. In some countries it increased like in Korea, while in other countries decreased like in China. Population in the largest cities. This shows us how many people live in the largest metropolitan city of the country. Not sometimes is the capital. The largest city is a piece of land with more square meters. Urban population. This shows the people living in the urban area in the country. Which country has more population? We can see the difference between them.
Employee service. According to the World Bank, employees are people who work for a public or private employer and receive remuneration in wage, salary, commission, tips, piece rates, or pay in kind. Korea has the largest number of men employed, with the lowest number is Cambodia. Asia has the largest number of women employed, and with the fewest number of employees is Cambodia. Long-term unemployment. Long-term unemployment refers to the number of people with continuous periods of unemployment extending for a year or longer, expressed as a percentage of the total unemployed.
Only Korea has a number of unemployed. In this graph are only percentages presented in Korea.
The conclusion of education is that in the East Asian and Pacific countries, they don't give the education the importance that they should give them. Because for some countries, they don't have the information or the graphs are very low. But not in all the countries is the same education. For example, in Korea, they have a better level of education because of the adults that are able to read. And if all the countries work to improve their level of education, they will have a better life.
More opportunities for women to work in political, social, and economic environment. This means a major development of a country and progress gender equality. Also, the average life expectancy in most of the countries of this region will be about 75
We can see that the
years.
healthcare is growing too fast, so life expectancy and medical treatments are improving. There are also weaknesses, like the countries of this region have a large population and they don't have control of
One of the strengths in the area is that not all the countries have the poverty line, which is good, and other strength of the area is that most of the people of the population of the country lives in urban cities or in urban areas, which is good because this means that they have a good life. But one of the weakness is that the numbers between the countries is really huge because some have more population or others have the poverty line, and this shows how the country behaves.
The weakness that the region represents is that the women have a low participation in employment. So they have jobs, they need to become more integrated into the society and seek for better opportunities.